Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Monday. Hopefully, a happy Monday. Thank you for starting your week off with us, talking about Digital Accelerator, this program that we've had going for, we're hitting close to a year now. We're hitting that 9-10 month mark, and it's really exciting. This is far and away the largest group we had RSVP, and there are still people pouring in, so I got to make sure I have that participants banner ready. So what we're going to talk about today is our Digital Accelerator Program. We're going to give you guys a kind of a bird's eye view of the program, who the team is, where it came from, what it entails, where you can find more, basically all of the things that you're going to want to know about this if it's something you are interested in. So of course, I've got the chat open, so if you guys have questions, please write in the chat as we go. Tracy, as always, if you got to stop me about something, stop me about something. See, just like that, 3 people already entered the waiting room. See? And some of the teams on the call, so I'm going to be able, if I feel like it, to call them out, but I'm going to try to be good and not do this.
I hope you feel like it.
Yes, CJ, this is for sure being recorded. I'm using a different software than Zoom. So I promise you, it is being recorded. Thank you for the separate message to make sure that I'm not lying and making myself look like a fool. It is being recorded. So let me share my screen real quick with you guys so you can see the stuff that we're going to go over. So I've got 2 or 3 things I'm going to be working between here. So thing number 1, we're going to talk about why Digital Accelerator, where it is, where it came from. We're going to talk about what the program entails. So what are the certain levels, what comes with each program, what are our, if you are KPIs, basically what are we measuring success based on. We're going to talk about the keys to success. And what that means is, what do we need from you as the agent to make this program as successful as it can be. And then we're going to talk about some testimonials. I believe, I still have those in there. Perfect. And I've got just some examples of some of the work that our awesome team does. And then, of course, where you can sign up, where you can go to learn more, where you can go to put your name on the list to get connected with our team. So like I said, if you guys have questions, write them in the chat as we go. Otherwise, we're going to launch right in. And I'm actually going to go back to stop sharing my screen so we can talk about this for a second. So why Digital Accelerator? What was the genesis of this project? So Tracy and I have both been here for around 5 years now. Tracy just had her 5-year anniversary last month. Mine is tomorrow, actually. And basically, since day one of the things we've been hearing about social media is that for any variety of reasons, I wish I could have someone to do it for me. Whether that is because I'm too busy, whether it's because I don't understand it, whether that's because I know how to do it, but I don't know the best way to do it, or really a combination of all of those things. We have heard a lot of, I just want someone to do it for me. Now, the other part to that is one thing that I get a lot in my role is you guys, agents, coming to me and saying, hey, I got this email from this third-party company, from this marketing company. Is it any good? Should it be something that I'm looking into? Should I sign up for it? Or sometimes you've already signed up for it and you're like, hey, what do I do with this now? And in my experience, some of those companies are great. Some of them are vetted, they are powerful, and they know what they're doing. But most of them, at least from what I've seen, don't really have actual business value. Their hope is to get you on a subscription, pay anywhere between for basically nothing, $50 a month up to, I've seen literally $1,500 to $2,000 a month packages, and make it feel like, okay, well, we're posting 3 or 4 times a day or 3 or 4 times a week, so something's happening. And in reality, a lot of what I've seen is that there's not a lot happening. So our goal when we were talking about developing something like this, one thing that was really important to us was that there be actual business value in what we're offering, that there's actually things that are bringing your business forward, branding you, marketing you, getting you leads. So it was important as we developed this to come up with something that we could A, keep ourselves accountable for, but B, show you the results and have your business grow because of it. So I think, like I said, we've had this for just under a year, which means we've been working on it for probably 2.5 at this point. And what came out of that was Digital Accelerator. You're going to hear me call it DAP for the rest of the call because Digital Accelerator Program is longer than DAP. You're going to see the digital marketing team. We call them the DAPers. So that's just kind of our buzzword for the day is DAP, DAPers. We don't have top hats yet, but I think we're working on that. So that's what DAP is. It was a program that was built to take the work of social media out of your hands and for us to be able to work with you to understand your voice, your needs, and to provide that for you on your within your digital marketing, within your websites and stuff like that. It is outside of actual deliverable print materials. It is the one paid service that we offer as the marketing group, because there includes a lot of ad spend. It includes a lot of maintenance on websites and Google ads and social media ads. And so we wanted to make sure, again, if we're going to be charging a fee for this, that it needs to be incredibly valuable. We like to think it is. So I want to introduce you guys to the team first, because one of the keys to this already, before we even get into what it's offering, is that you are, when you sign up, Tracy and I call each other about every single person that signs up, and we connect you with a digital marketer. It is not some service where you check 3 or 4 boxes and say, I like gardening, interior decoration, and cooking, and they post articles for you. It is an actual person that you onboard with, that you call and email with, and that you meet with at least once a month. So I want to introduce you to that team, and because I get to do this, guys, if you're on the call, the 3 of you, the 4 of you, could you pretty please turn your video on, just so people can see your faces as they come up. So I want to show you guys, and I'm going to make sure that they do that in a second. This right here is your digital team. We have one person who just joined us a few weeks ago in Ohio who is going to work exclusively with some of our Ohio teams. Shelly, I know you're here, so if you're, I wanted to give you kudos, so hi if you're here. But Brittany, Haley, and Nicole are our digital marketing specialists. Now, the first thing I want to say is when you guys look at their job descriptions, you're going to see it says digital marketing specialist / designer. Everybody on this team, everybody on the digital marketing team are not only Google certified, incredibly sharp digital marketing specialists, they're all also graphic designers. Any of these assets that you're going to be getting through Digital Accelerator, they are going to design for you. Some of them incredibly custom, some of them making them as great as they need to be for Facebook so that they work effectively, but you're working with someone who has the full capacity to design anything and everything. On top of that, if you build a relationship with one of your digital marketers, you can go to them for projects outside of Digital Accelerator. If you're like, hey, I need a postcard campaign done and I work with Haley, reach out to Haley. She can design those postcards for you. This entire team it is my favorite part of the job, and I'm not going to get, mushy or whatever, is getting to work with these people, because they are all, there they all are. I just see I don't see Brittany, but I see everybody else. I think Brittany she's been having some internet trouble today. But working with the 4 of these people is the best part of this job, because they're all so sharp. I'm learning from them all the time. Ideally, they're learning from me, but I don't know how much I have to offer on a day-to-day. But there's a reason why they are in place doing what they do. It's because they know what they're doing. They know how to do it well. And there you are, Brittany. Hello. And most importantly is they're just really easy people to get along with. And that's crucial. And we're going to talk about this as we go on in the program. That is crucial to this program working well, is that there is a relationship built between you and your dapper. So thank you guys for turning your cameras on. I'm not going to make any of you give a speech or anything, although that would make me laugh. But you can turn your cameras off and go back to doing whatever you want, which is hopefully listening here. So this is the team. They're all fantastic. They're all super easy to talk to, which again, it's important here. So this, I can only say this a billion times, this is the team. These are the people that you are going to work with. They're all scattered across all of our regions. And the best part about that is that you could never tell. You could work with someone and you're sitting in Ohio, Florida, Michigan, or the Virgin Islands, and they're going to be able to customize everything directly for you and directly for your region, which is super, super powerful. So what we're going to talk about next is we're going to dive into the packages themselves, the Digital Accelerator packages, and we're going to talk about what makes them successful. So we're going to start by going over the packages and sort of the pricing structures. And as important as that is, what I really want you guys to pay attention to as we go into that second part is what makes this successful. What kind of agent is going to benefit the most from this? What are the keys that you need to do from your end? Because although we are taking care of the ads and the postings, it is incredibly important that there is a relationship between you guys so that you can make it as fruitful as possible for you. So let's go to Schmidt Resources, which I'm hopeful you guys are all aware of. Schmidt Resources, C21 Schmidt Resources, Elite Schmidt Resources. Go to your Schmidt Resources site. Click on, we'll go straight from the beginning here. you can click on any of the regions, whichever one you're part of, or you can visit if you're in Florida and you're like, I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. Click the Ohio Square. I don't care. And there it is right there in the front row, Digital Accelerator Packages. You can see the DAP logo. Kudos to Haley, I think, for making this. I think we're all going to get it tattooed in the next month or two here, including Digital Accelerator Program and Digital Marketing. I'm going to put the link here in the chat. So like I said, this is right there on Schmidt Resources, right in the right in the front row of every region. But I want to give you guys that link directly there. And what you're going to see on top are the packages themselves. As you scroll down, you're going to see more information that we're going to cover. And then at the end, you're going to see the form, the I want to learn more, here we go form, is I guess what I'm going to call it. So let's talk about the packages themselves. The original idea for these were to be social media and website-based packages that take the need for you to run ads, run Google ads, work on your website, take that away from you so that you don't have to worry about that, because we all know how busy all of you are. So we're going to start by talking about the Getting Started package. I would say the majority of people who've come into this program so far have a Facebook page, have their Moxie site kind of set up, but they don't have it optimized the way that they want it to. They haven't been posting a lot. They haven't maybe changed some of the logos or information over, and that's great. It's great to start from there. We have some people who come into this, though, who don't have a Facebook business page set up, who don't have their Moxie site configured or a Google business listing set up. And that's what this Getting Started is here for. The Getting Started package is a one-time fee that you can only get if you get a package, and you can't just take the Getting Started, get all of that built and leave it there. But we will help build, we will build those pages for you. We will get the graphics in, put the information in that you're sharing with us, and get those foundations built so that you have what you need to move forward with the package. So the Getting Started, again, is just that. It is getting started. We kind of put like a 30-day window on this, meaning that what the Getting Started package includes, the website being set up. And we kind of give you 30 days to work with a designer to get that all set up. And then, if you move on to just the social media package from there, which we're going to talk about next, then we'd hand the website off to you and go from there. Now, if you're in any of the other packages, of course, we're still going to work on that site, but it's kind of that 30-day window to get everything up and running and then say, okay, here you go, and move on from there. So that's a $100 one-time fee, gets everything set up, custom photos, for your cover photo, for your business banner, and of course, if we are the ones creating these for you, we give you complete access to everything, right? If we set up a business page, we're going to add you as an administrator. If we set up a Google business listing, we're going to add you to that so that it is yours and you get to work with it. So let's jump into the packages here. One thing I'm going to mention now is that one thing we as a team do, we have one weekly meeting, but it normally turns into 4 to 5 weekly meetings. And one of the things we discuss on these calls is, what are we hearing from the agents? So it was really important to me that this be basically a lean, effective program. I wanted to have as much powerful content in it as opposed to making it look like we do 90 things, but 2 of them are actually effective. So we tried to make it as lean and powerful as possible. However, we're always listening to what you guys are telling us that you want, and then we're discussing, does this make sense? Is this effective? And one of the things that came out of those conversations was splitting up our presence packages to social presence or web presence. We used to just have social, and then we heard a lot of feedback about, well, I can do the social media part. I want my website worked on. And so we created the web presence package in response to that. So I'm going to go over the presence packages, plus, and then premium. And we'll start with the social presence. So you guys can see the monthly subscription fees underneath each one. I'm going to say this from the get-go. If you are on the social presence package paying $250 a month, you will never, ever pay more than that per month for that package. There are no hidden fees. There's no, we were trying to meet your goals, so we had to spend more, so we're going to charge you more. That will never happen. It's always going to be exclusively that one fee for Digital Accelerator specifically. So let's take a look. So we're doing postings. to your social media, specifically to Facebook. If you've got listing videos and you have a YouTube channel, we're going to post to YouTube. And then, of course, LinkedIn. If you use LinkedIn, we're going to set that up as well, or we're going to be able to post the content there as well, as long as you, of course, provide us that login information. Now, we are looking at other platforms. We're looking at Instagram. It is a logistical issue right now why we don't include Instagram. However, any asset we make, let's say we do a cool Facebook post that you go, oh man, I really want to post this to Twitter and I really want to post it to Instagram. You can take any asset that the team makes for you and put it wherever you want. They're your graphics, your assets. So just because that's where we're going to post doesn't mean that's the only place this content can go. 4 to 5 weekly posts on your business page, of course. So that's going to be just content based off of discussions. It's going to be listing based. It's going to be interest based, branding based, Google business listing maintenance and updates. This is a key that I think a lot of these companies are kind of leaving out right now, is the Google business listing. Google is pushing these really, really hard. And even just posting little things here and there can help a lot when it comes to search results. So we focus on that, having that set up. Custom landing pages for property marketing and lead gen. Now we're going to get into what the full package looks like, what the breakdown looks like in a second, but every listing you have, there's a custom landing page that we're going to use to help generate leads for those listings. And of course, delivering up to 15 lead opportunities monthly. Now, oftentimes the team's surpassing that. I mean, I was talking to, I believe it was Nicole last week, or Nicole or Haley said something like one of their campaigns that they ran generated over 100 leads for one of their DAP clients, which with just one campaign, which is fantastic. And we're going to talk about, again, the keys to that as we go. But you're always going to hit at least 15 lead opportunities for you to reach out and start putting into your sphere. Up to 2 targeted social media ad campaigns. Now, you'll see that number increase as we go from 2 to 3 to 5 on these packages. That is because the bigger the budget you have on an ad, the more effective it is. And I would rather see our team do 2, maybe 3 ad campaigns on that level that are effective and powerful than 7 splitting up all the ad spend across like a lot of little ads. That's not effective. What's effective is focusing the ads more on larger budgets and more focused objectives, calls to action. So you're going to see down here, like we said, all ad spend is included. Lead opportunities can be reduced. We have had agents say, this is great, I'm getting too many leads. I need to pull back on this. I want to focus more on just the branding. Absolutely, totally okay. And then, of course, you'll see here at the bottom, a commitment of 1 30-minute Zoom session per month with your digital marketing specialist. And, of course, 6-month participation, which, again, we'll discuss later. Now, that Zoom session is incredibly important to the success of this program. That communication, that collaboration is incredibly, incredibly important. So we'll talk about that as we go. The second part, though, is the web presence package. We have social presence and web presence. The web presence package is the only one of the 4 that does not include lead generation because the goal of web presence is your website. It is customizing the homepage, custom searches, community pages, adding your testimonials and focusing on those, and of course a Google ad campaign to direct traffic to your website. So the first part of social, the first presence package social is all social media based. The second part is all website based. The third part, the Digital Accelerator Plus, is basically a combination of both of those things. So you're going to see this right here. You're going to see posting to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, a lot of the same things as the presence in terms of weekly posts, Google Business, full SEO management of your site. We focus a lot on getting your website optimized. A, that it's set up great, but B, that we can try to do some hyper-local search engine optimization, which is something, of course, your digital marketer will talk about as you get into that. Google ad campaigns, monthly curated and ready to send Moxie newsletters. I have an example of one of those. Actually, I don't have it. Oh, no, I can get it up to show you guys when we get to that portion of it. But these newsletters the team makes for you are absolutely stunning, and they deliver it to you ready to go. All you have to do is send it out to your sphere. They're going to make it. They're going to send you edits and drafts, and you'll go back and forth, and then they go, okay, great, here you go. And then it's not just up to you. You go, I want to send it to these people, and then you send it out. The review and brand reputation management, again, putting your testimonials all over the place. And then, of course, 30 lead opportunities, more ad campaigns. So that when we say 3 targeted social media campaigns, that's in addition to the Google campaign. And of course, property marketing there. Last and certainly not least, Digital Accelerator Premium. Now, this is designed for our luxury agents and for teams. Our teams especially, it's important that you are on these higher levels so that you are getting enough exposure for your team, but B, the benefits of all of these things here. So again, a lot of the same stuff in terms of the posting. It's one of those like everything at the next level plus, like you see on an infomercial. But a lot of luxury upgrades, rebranding your YouTube channel, rebranding your websites, rebranding your ad campaigns to all look luxurious. Curated content, again, working with you to figure out what are your interests, what are your focuses, and delivering those to your social media. And then, of course, more ad campaigns. So delivering up to 40 lead opportunities per month. The custom landing pages for your properties or for other forms of lead gen, and then up to 5 ad campaigns. Now, for both of the plus and the premium levels, of course, ad spend's included. Lead opportunities can be reduced. The Zoom session, again, is incredibly important. 45 minutes a month in terms of this. Now, the Zoom session is not the only time that you're allowed to talk to your digital marketer. You can email them. You can ask for a call at any point during the month. But this is the one accountability thing that we ask from you so that our team can review what's gone on in the past month. We can review what you're looking for in the next month. And then make sure that you are both on the same page. And again, just collaborate. So these are the levels as they are now. These are the Digital Accelerator packages that we have available. Now, talking about the pricing again, $250, $275, $500 a month, and $750 a month. The Schmidt family of companies, Mike and Ken and all leadership, have subsidized this incredibly compared to what you would find out there in the wild. When we first launched this program, kind of like with our round 2 launch earlier this spring, it was perfect for me because I had gotten an email from another company trying to offer something similar from a third party, and their starting package, which had less than this stuff, was $1,500 a month. Their starting package offered less than our $250 a month package and cost $1,500 a month. So it's heavily subsidized by the Schmidt family of companies to make sure that it's as affordable for you as possible and as beneficial as it can be for your business. So, any questions on these packages before we move on to the keys to success? Again, you can look at that link in Schmidt Resources. You can see more about it there. The custom landing pages in addition to the Moxie website and the L2L landing pages. It's a great question, Mike. It is the custom landing pages are going to be built with listings to leads and with Moxie. So one of the things that we try to do is that, and we'll talk about this actually in the next section, is that we try to leverage the tools that we have to make them as beneficial as possible because there's a reason we have them. There's a reason why we employ listings to leads company-wide or why we offer it company-wide. So we leverage a lot of those tools. However, we have some new softwares that our team has been using to do videos for our agents, to do other cool things. So we are always looking at other platforms and other tools, but a lot of those custom landing pages, at least in the beginning, are going to come from Moxie and listings to leads and stuff like that. So that's a great question. Any other questions about the packages themselves, the offerings? Okay, well, if they are, you guys know how to use the chat, write them in. So this is probably the most important part that we're going to discuss. Are you ready for DAP and what the program is? So we're going to start on the right side. What is Digital Accelerator? We get a lot of when a lot of agents come to us after talking to managers or perhaps hearing about it from somebody else. The main focus they always talk about is lead opportunities. I want leads. I heard you can get leads. I've heard people call it lead accelerator. The leads are a part of this program. Obviously, we have guaranteed leads on all of our social media aspects of it. However, as you can see here, and let me actually zoom in just so you guys, can see it a little bit better. Oh, that's a little too far. The lead gen is only 10% of what we're trying to focus on. 50% of this is focused on brand reputation. This is how you are viewed by the consumer. Does the consumer trust you and your brand? And this is where we work closely with your designers to build those assets, to find what your unique selling proposition is. We have had agents come in who want to focus more on luxury, focus more on veterans, focus more on their local community. That's what we do. We work with you, find out what your unique selling proposition is, and make those assets, that content, specific to you. 40% is focused on marketing your listings, sold, open houses, videos, market stats, any of this stuff. This is the content you are responsible to discuss and deliver to your marketing specialist. So we're going to make the graphics, we're going to make the content, but you've got to let us know when you've got a listing. You've got to send us that MLS number or that address so that we know you have a new listing and can take that and market it for you. Again, you send us the info, we do the rest from there. That local market stats is a huge, huge thing right now. You all know what the market has been like for the past year or two. How I use the example, we just bought and sold our house over over the past summer. It was very hard to find that home because of how competitive this market is. One of the things that we've seen a lot of movement on is hyper local market stats, informing your community about what's going on in your market. That could be days on market. It could be list price versus sell price. Things that are happening in their neighborhoods, in their zip codes, not just larger branded stuff, but what's going on locally. And so if that's the kind of information you can deliver to your marketing specialist, we can take that, make it look awesome, and brand you as the market expert, brand you as the local expert. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, 10% focused on lead opportunities. So one of the key phrases is this top one here. When we are effective with the above two primary areas of focus. None of these things are silos. So many, if not every ad that we do does one or two of these things. If we're doing an ad focusing on lead opportunities, well, hey, we might be leveraging one of your listings to get those opportunities for you. Or if we're doing an agent video for you that you've delivered, that's also going to be brand reputation. That's also going to be focusing on branding yourself in your community. So when we're effective with these, we can generate lead opportunities. Now, one thing we want to be very clear about is what a lead opportunity is, and that's what we have it described right here. Consumers that have expressed some type of interest in a home, selling a home, or learning more about what you and your brand have to offer. They are an unqualified consumer, which means you must be savvy in working these opportunities, which again, we're going to talk about after this. Stats from the National Association of Realtors show that internet leads can take anywhere between 6 months and 24 months to incubate. Now, we have had situations in Digital Accelerator where someone has a lead come in on a Thursday, and literally by that next Tuesday, that agent had 2 listings from that person, a piece of land and a listing themselves. We've had we've had our agents call a client, and they're looking at properties later that week. Sometimes leads are ready to go, and they are intentional enough where they want to start looking in the next week or two. We've also had it, not just in Digital Accelerator, but for in the years that I've been here, where it takes a few months of following up, of reaching out, of prospecting and farming to get those leads to a point where they are ready to buy or sell. So knowing that the NAR is saying it takes 6 to 24 months, that is one of the reasons why A, we asked to commit to 6 months, which we'll talk about in a moment, but B, it is important that you are equipped to work these leads, these opportunities through the sales cycle to convert them to a prospect. So we deliver the leads, and then that's where we as the digital marketing team hand them off to you, the real estate expert. That is where your part comes in. Now, one of the awesome things that we actually built with Listings to Leads, they did this just for us because we nagged them enough to do it. Listings to Leads now integrates directly into Moxie. Moxie Engage specifically, your CRM. And they have a few others, but Moxie is the one they built for us. So if we're doing lead campaigns in Listings to Leads for you, they're going to go right from L to L, right into your Moxie Engage CRM. So the only place you have to go is Moxie Engage. So they built that connection just for us because we asked them nicely a lot. So that is kind of what the breakdown of what the program looks like: brand reputation, listings, listing content, and then of course lead opportunities. Now, one thing I want to make clear here while it's in my head is that You as the agent are the bedrock of your business, and we do a very good job of making sure that that is what we are marketing. It's not just your properties, but you. But because of that, that also means that just because we're doing this for you doesn't mean that you can't post during Digital Accelerator. If you take a photo with your clients, or if you are, doing an open house tour and you want to do a video, do it. It is not just like, okay, well, they've got it all, I can't do anything. If there's something you want to do, post it. Post the photo, post the video, because again, if you're in it, that's what's going to connect the most. So, moving on, again, if you have questions, please write them in. I'm always going to go back. Are you ready for Digital Accelerator? The ideal candidate. This is incredibly important. This is one of the things that we have learned about over the past year of doing this, is where it has worked and where there has been some disconnect and some miscommunication. So focusing on this section is great. And to be completely transparent with you, what will generally happen is if you fill out this form down here and you're interested, Tracy's going to call you and she's going to have a conversation. And if she doesn't think you are either ready for it or a good fit or anything, she's going to tell you that. She's going to say, hey, I don't think you need this right now, or I don't think you need this for a few months. We are not in the business of trying to sign people up for a program that they don't need. So if this is not right for you at this time, we're going to tell you that. And one of the things that we don't have directly listed right here, but kind of going back to one of your questions earlier, Mike, about the softwares and stuff, is that one of the things that Digital Accelerator does, one of the very first things I mentioned, of course, is that we do it for you. We post, we do ads, all that stuff for you. We've had people say, I can do this myself. I know how to use listings to leads. I know how to do a Facebook ad. I know how to do all of this stuff. Perfect. That's perfect. Then then this program might not be for you. If you can do all of that yourself and you feel like you have the time to do it effectively, then you don't need this program. One of the benefits of this is that you don't have to do it yourself, that we're going to leverage the tools that we have to do it for you. But if one of the things that if you know how to do it, you don't feel like you need it, then this isn't going to be a program for you. So let's keep going through that as well. Now, a lot of these, I always like to quote Pirates of the Caribbean. They're not rules, they're more like guidelines. There's always going to be exceptions to this. Normally I would do a pirate accent, but I don't think I'm there yet, energy-wise. These are all going to be guidelines. There's going to be exceptions to a lot of these, but not deviating too far from these. So the ideal candidate has at least 1 year in the business and has listed and sold at least one property successfully. The main point here is that this isn't really for brand new agents. This isn't a program for somebody right out of the gate starting to build their business. And part of that is because you'll see as we go here, one of the things is being able to financially commit. One of the things is knowing how to work the tools. And then one of them is knowing how to work the sales cycle and work the leads. We've had situations where we've delivered a bunch of leads and agents have asked our marketers, okay, now what do I do? What do I say to them? And that's one of those things where we want you to be equipped and prepared to do that, and be able to go to your manager, your broker, to have those conversations, because you and they are the real estate experts, the realtors. So having been in the business for a while and knowing what's going on, knowing how to, hey, if I have a lead opportunity, I've got a listing, knowing how to then, get that listing under contract and get it on the market. The second one here has the financial ability to commit to at least 6 months. This is required for this program to work effectively. 6 months in this program is I cannot stress enough how important this is. Marketing is a consistent effort. Not only in branding, but in the way that these programs, Google and Facebook, in the way that they run. You need to be out there consistently. I always say, I've had people do an ad on Facebook for 2 or 3 days, 1 month, 2 or 3 days the next month, and 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 months from now, and will tell me Facebook just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And I say, okay, well, you can't put a billboard up for 3 days and expect it to work. You can't do one postcard and expect it to work. It is the consistency of any of these things. Any sort of marketing is never one and done. So it is as as required as we can tell you to make this program effective for you to see the benefits. And we'll talk about another point down here that's just as important as that, but committing to at least 6 months. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're at a lower level, you can't, if you start at the social presence and you go, this is working for me, I'm getting a lot from this, I want to move up to plus, great, we'll move you up in the program. That's totally fine. But staying in the program for 6 months is incredibly important. And Tracy will drill that down into your brain when you have these sort of onboarding starting calls. Has at least a listing, preferably 2, at the time of sign up. We know that this can be tricky right now in this market. The other thing that you can do is we can leverage office listings. If there's another agent in your office who has a new listing and you're able to say, hey, do you mind if I market this listing? We're going to give you credit. We're going to make sure that I'm not trying to disguise it as mine, but can I market your listing through this? You would be surprised how many agents are 100% open to that because, hey, more marketing for my listing, more eyes on it. So listings, leveraging listings is super, super, super important to this program working well because that is where so many of the leads can come from. Now, we have other ways of generating sellers leads and buyers leads, but time and time again, listings blow everything else out of the water. Being proficient in the tools that help you farm leads. Knowing how to use your MLS, knowing how to navigate Moxie specifically. Because again, we're going to deliver all the leads to you, but then you need to know what to do with them after we've delivered them to you. This next one is so important. Collaboration. I know that I have said this so much. Collaborating with your marketer is vital to making this work. We have had situations where agents do not respond to our to our marketers for 2 to 3 weeks at a time and then say, well, I don't know if this program is working for me. That's because you haven't talked to your marketer. They're trying to run ads, and we've had people say, I want to look at everything before it's posted. I want to see every ad, every post, everything. But then they take 2 to 3 weeks to approve them. That's part of why it doesn't work. So that collaboration, building that relationship is huge. Another part to that I see missed a lot is that if something isn't working for you, or if you have an issue with a graphic or a post or anything, tell your digital marketer that. Tell them, this isn't exactly what I was thinking. This is more what I was thinking. I want to give one specific example involving Haley. She had a new agent, or not, a new client in the program. And she's like, I didn't feel like I got a lot in terms of what she wants the ads to look like, so I'm going to make one. So she made an ad based off of the conversation that she had. And the agent reached out to me and said, I don't really love this. It's not a bad ad. It's just not really me. And I said, okay, well, tell Haley that. Have that conversation. Try to explain to her more of what you're looking for. So she did. She called Haley. They had a conversation. Haley redid the ad, and the agent loved it. She absolutely loved it. And what I loved about it was I saw it on social media because it was an agent in my market. I saw the ad one night and it was overperforming like crazy. It went to it was put on Instagram, the ad was, and it was doing so well. And all it took, all that was missing was that conversation. Your digital marketers have thick skin. And if they don't, we'll talk about it afterwards and we'll all have a little huddle. But they want to do, one of the best things about this team is how badly they want to succeed for you. And part of that is working with them and having those Zoom calls, having those phone calls, trying as much as you can to stay on that schedule. And if you need to push, being able to work with them, say, how about tomorrow or how about next Tuesday? Because these Zoom calls are important. Another part of these calls that are important is being accountable to you. Like I said, our team, we have deliverables. We have those leads that we're trying to meet every month. We have other things that we're trying to do, and we go over that with you every single month. We have a PDF that they're going to deliver to you that goes through some of your ads and some of the results. And if something is a little bit behind or a little bit ahead, we're going to discuss that for you. We're going to own up to where things are a little bit shaky and make that better. But we are accountable to you. And that's another one of the reasons these calls are so important, so that they can have that conversation with you. And then, of course, like we've talked about down here earlier, being able to effectively farm lead opportunities that your digital marketing specialist delivers to you and working that sales cycle from lead to prospect to client. When we deliver leads, you have to know what to do with them. And what I've loved about this program is seeing all the different ways that agents do that. So many different ways that agents work with their leads. We have people call them, email, Bomb bomb. It's so cool to see all that stuff. So, but it is so important that you know how to do that so that, when you get leads, you're communicating to them, you're reaching out to them. So any questions about this? We're on the home stretch here, guys. I just want to share some testimonials and some examples of what this team has done. As I'm waiting for anything to come in through the chat, the final piece to this puzzle is scrolling down here to this form. Think you're ready for DAP, fill out the form below, and we'll be in touch to discuss that for you and then book your onboarding call with an agent or with one of our digital marketers. Name, email, phone number, region, package, any additional comments here. When you put this in, Tracy's going to reach out to you and have that conversation to learn a little bit more about your situation. And part of the situation might be, I think this is great. I really want to do it. I don't think I'm going to be ready until the spring, or I'm not going to be ready until, 2022, which is scary that it's as close as it is. That's fine. Have that call with Tracy. Have that call with us. We'll put that on our sheet to reach out to you on November 1st or on January, the first or second week of January. It doesn't have to be a now thing. It can be a down the road thing. So again, we're going to tell you if we think, hey, maybe this isn't right for you right now. We're going to tell you if you think, hey, maybe down the road this will be better for you, because it's so important to us and the team that this program works as well as it can. So again, fill out this form, submit it, and we'll be in touch to have that conversation and then eventually book your onboarding call. We'll connect you with your digital marketer and they will book that onboarding, which, on this onboarding call, it's the first call with your marketer, and that's going to be going over your goals, getting to know each other. One thing, and you'll hear this when you have a call, please, please, please have your login information ready for them on this onboarding call. Most of the time, if you don't, that's the first 20 or 30 minutes of the call is, well, shoot, where did I put my Facebook password? Honey, where's the Facebook what's my Facebook? It's those conversations, which is totally fun, but it will be far more efficient if you've got your login information ready to go to add them to any of the programs that they're going to need for Digital Accelerator. So any questions? Any questions at all? What I don't.
I'm going to chime in, JD, if you don't mind.
Holy crap! Please.
Hi, everybody. It's Tracy. Hello. Great job as always, JD.
You just scared the crap out of me. Go ahead, Trace. Go ahead.
So, I would really like to just reiterate, you guys, we're a company that is here to help all of you as agents be successful, right? It's why we have such a commitment to education and training of our tools, our resources, our technology. So if you want to learn how to do this yourself and you're passionate about doing it yourself, we have a ton of classes for you to learn how to do this. There's a ton of video recordings in the Schmidt Video Classroom. JD has done a lot of quick tips and tricks. He's done all of that. So we want to help you learn how to do this on your own. But if you are an agent who doesn't have passion for technology or social and digital marketing, who doesn't want to take the time to learn how to do it, is too busy selling real estate, is too busy servicing their clients, and realizes that it is time to have somebody else do this for me. Because it's important as agents, as salespeople, it is important that we market ourselves, our brand, our listings are sold, attract buyers. We have to constantly be building pipeline every single day. And in order to do that, you have to effectively market yourself, okay? So if you are not the person that has passion and can do it themselves, if you are not that person, this is a program that we should talk about. JD is absolutely right. Not everybody is right for this program. You get to go with me first on an onboarding adventure, and we talk about this program and we make certain it's a really, really, really good fit for you. And if it's not, we're going to let you know when it would be a good fit for you and what you need to do to accomplish that. And that 6-month commitment, you guys, is important. It's a financial commitment to your business. A lot of you are doing business planning right now with your managers, with your local leadership. It's time to business plan for finishing out Q4 to finish the year strong, and then planning your 2022 year. Once you finish your business plan, let's talk about your marketing plan. And Digital Accelerator Program may be a part of what you do on a daily basis. So some of you, you can go out and hire someone to do this. You can hire a person that's on your team. It's a lot less expensive to run it through us because, again, Ken and Mike Schmidt have been so generous to highly subsidize this program through the marketing group. And we already know you, we know your business, we know the Coldwell Banker brand, we know we can help you market. So that's my 2 cents. Stay firm to your commitments on marketing. It's ongoing, it never ends, you guys. Out anybody who gets on the phone with me, whether we're talking about DAP or print marketing, whatever it may be, it's a never one and done. It's never, I'm going to do this for a month or two and it's done. We're always going to drive that message back to you that marketing is all the time, 365 days a year, every year that you are in the business. So that's my 2 cents on that. It's a great program. I'd like to really give a shout out to JD and his team of digital marketing specialists, Haley, Nicole, Brittany, and Shelly. They are rock stars and they are here to serve you. And they will do everything they can for you. Keep those lines of communication open with your digital marketer. Great job,
Tracy.
JD. Hi, Tom.
Tracy, can I ask a question?
Well, you're the COO. You can ask anything you like.
Well, I'm going to ask what I believe to be true, and then you can verify it. Isn't it true that of the dollars that they commit to for the digital program, it includes the hard cost of all the postings and digital postings and stuff? So it's all in. It's not only what you do, it's the hard cost of getting it done as well.
Absolutely.
So it's not like they're going to get another bill for, now we had X amount of postings that we had to pay for and links and so forth.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Tom. And I'm glad that you brought that up. JD touched on that a little bit, but the program is the program, right? You can go in there and see everything that we're going to do. And there's the price. We will deliver everything with that price. You're never going to get a call from your digital marketer saying, hey, I need another $100 in order to do this. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen at all. So the price is the price, and we deliver on what's in that program.
Exactly.
Good question, Tom. Thank you.
So let's get to the fun part. This is one of my favorite parts because I get to embarrass the team by showing you guys all of the cool stuff that they've worked on and the testimonials that their clients have sent in. Just talking about how much they've loved this. So the first thing I want to start with is just a couple of visuals quick of some of the things that our team has done. So let me figure out the best way to do this. I'll do it this way. So I'm just going to present here. Hopefully this is where I want it to start. Yes. So this is just, I have 2 or 3 slides going through some of the things that our team has done. You see a newsletter on the right-hand side. You see a website, a couple versions of a website on the left here. Again, built based on your region. It's not just templates that we have when we plug stuff into. It's going over all of the things that are important to you and make sense to your region. We've got a bunch of graphics here for listings, for reviews, and then of course you look at Rhonda's in the lower right corner here, just branding. That photo right there says so much about her and her interests and the kind of I hate to use this word kind of loosely, the vibe that she offers that you're going to get with working with Rhonda. And again, all of these again are custom made websites, graphics, content for newsletters, all over the place here. So I just want to share some of those examples. Again, if you have something you want your marketer to create, they're going to do that. There's one more that I want to show here. This is from a different presentation on social media stuff. So not all of these are relevant to this. Hi, Becky, in the upper right there. But if you look on the left-hand side over here, this is another newsletter that I believe Haley made this one. So shout out to Haley. This was a newsletter that she made for one of her DAP clients. And why I love this so much is that the point of a newsletter is to stay top of mind with your sphere, for their information to be there, for relevant content to be sent there. But this actually generated a ready-to-go lead. This agent Haley made it. The agent sent it out to his sphere. Someone in his sphere loved that newsletter so much that he forwarded it to a buddy of his, who then called Craig and said, hey, my buddy sent me your newsletter, and I really liked it. Do you have time to talk sometime soon about listing? And he got a listing from that. Newsletters in general are not meant to be lead generating, but the content is so valuable and so powerful that Craig got a ready to go listing from it because of the content. So that's how, and I remember when Haley first sent this to me, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. I love that. And then I heard the story after that, and I'm like, okay, that's even cooler now because it generated an actual listing, which is just so cool. And then I've got a few more testimonials here, and there's a lot of text, so I'm just going to read these to you guys. This one's a little bit, I actually have that at the bottom, a little bit more generic. I've definitely noticed a difference in the number of leads and people looking at my stuff. So obviously with leads and stuff, you're going to have quantifiable numbers, but also sometimes in general, you just kind of get that feeling like everything's just performing better, right? Because again, when we're doing posts on your page, you can see the stuff on your page and you go, why? This is just performing better. It's because the team knows what they're doing. This is one from an agent, or from a team actually, the second bullet point here, who had been trying to do it themselves for a while and signed up for the program, gave them their first, gave their marketer a listing, and they said, FYI, this is an email to them. We have gotten about 35 leads just from this Dalton Ridge ad alone. I think that's more leads than we received over the past year alone. So first of all, again, the effectiveness of what the team is doing, but second of all, that team in particular collaborated so well. They sent over information, they communicated, and they received the value from it. I'm going to kind of skip to the bottom because the next two are my favorite. I'm going to go to this one here. This was at the time when I made this original presentation, we had an agent, like I said earlier, get 2 listings from 1 lead through Digital Accelerator. Not 2 different leads. 1 lead got in contact. The agent called this gentleman, and the gentleman had 2 listings, a piece of land and a property that he was getting under contract with this client, or with this agent. And then these 2 here. So this is what I believe this was sent to Deanna at the time, who I know you're on the call, Deanna. An agent, as far as I remembered, out of the blue, just sent Deanna a note and said, I just want to drop you a note to let you know how happy I am with Brittany. She understands what I want and is getting my message out to the social world. Such a great program. I'm glad I stuck with it. I love that because I love unprompted reviews, right? Where we've had this too, where Tracy and I receive an email and say, hey, I just want to let you know, I've been loving working with Nicole. She's so sweet, et cetera, et cetera. We don't ask for those. People just send them because of how great the experience is. And then this final one here is my favorite. Oh my God, you made it so easy. Where have you been all my life? Don't change a thing. So I have this smattering of testimonials here because one of the things you're going to see in all of these, of course, is the success of the program. The leads being generated, the branding working, stuff like that. But the other thing that you see here is the experience that you agents are having with the team. I cannot stress enough how amazing these people are and how easy it is to work with them and how vital that is for the program. Tracy and I love getting these emails saying, I love working with Brittany or working with Haley or working with Nicole, because that's the best part of the program. You get to work with cool people who learn your voice, who learn your branding and make stuff custom to that. So as we wrap up here, we've got a hard out at 11, so I want to wrap up and ask you guys if you have any more questions, or Tracy, if you have anything else you want to add. I cannot stress just how powerful and effective this can be when that collaboration is there. When you're working with a team, when you're communicating, hey, this was great, or hey, I was actually looking for something more like this. That's really what makes this successful. And I always say this with a lot of my trainings, and I get eye rolls, but that's what makes it fun too. It's fun to have these calls and to work with these people because it's just a positive experience. So anything else, Trace, that you want to add?
No, I love the collaboration. I think that's so important. It's one of our core values. And, the more the agent interacts with their digital marketer, that digital marketer gets to know you that much better, that much faster.
Yes.
And they will learn to know what you like and don't like and what your voice sounds like. So, interacting with your digital marketer is an important part. I mean, this is your business. Yeah. And you need to give that digital marketer direction on what that voice sounds like. And it's just so important. Ducking away from your digital marketer and not being involved doesn't help anybody in the program. You've got to stay engaged. Yeah. Just as you would if you hired an assistant to do it, a marketing assistant or someone like that. You have to put the time in for them to get to know your voice and execute on the program. And don't block them. Let them go do their job. They know what to do. They want to be effective for you, and you got to let them go do it. Try not to micromanage the situation.
Thank you, Tracy.
So that's it. But good session today, JD. I always feel like you always one up your presentation each time you do it. So nice job.
I try to just I write some more jokes, some more stand up to add to each one, and it's always hit or miss. I practice on the babies and the dogs and see if I get any laughs. Last point, guys. Again, just to kind of share with you the next step. If this is something you're interested in, go to schmidtresources.com. Go to the Digital Accelerator Square, and the reason we have the form at the bottom of here is that you have to look at the packages and this information before you get to this this form. So scroll down to the form, fill it out, and we'll be in touch to have that initial conversation and kind of get that ball rolling. So we will leave it there. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you for spending your morning with us, and we hope to see that form start to get filled out, and we'll get the ball rolling. So have a great day, have a great week, and we'll talk to you later, everyone.